Robin's Nest English. How the mice beat the men. The mice and the men ate the same foods. They lived in the same houses. But they did not like each other at all. The mice said the men ate too much food. The men said the mice gnawed the walls of the houses. The mice and men decided to go to war. The men were sure they would win. They were so much bigger than the mice. The men did many things to get ready for the war. They put new strings on their bows. They put feathers on their arrows. They made slings to throw rocks at the mice. Before the war, the men had a big war dance. The dancing made them very tired. They all fell asleep. Then the little mice crept into the room. They gnawed the strings of the bows. They cut the feathers from the arrows. They broke the slings with their sharp teeth. Then they gave a great war yell. Squeak! The men woke up, and they saw the mice. They reached for their bows, but the strings were gnawed. They picked up their arrows. The feathers were all cut. They took up their slings. Every sling was broken. The men had nothing to fight with. They could not drive the mice away. The mice won the war, even though they were smaller. Mice have been in men's houses ever since. Wing's visit to Singapore. Wing went to Singapore to visit his Uncle Lee. Singapore was hot. Wing did not like to be hot. Uncle Lee liked to fish when it was hot. He took Wing to Badak Jetty to fish. Wing had never fished. I don't like fishing, said Wing. How do you know if you have never tried? Asked Uncle Lee. I just know, said Wing. Will you try? Asked Uncle Lee. Can you teach me? Asked Wing. Yes, said Uncle Lee. Uncle Lee gave Wing a fishing pole. He showed Wing how to put a worm on the hook. Uncle Lee threw his line into the water. Wing threw his line into the water, too. Uncle Lee felt something pull on his line. Wing looked to see what it was. Uncle Lee had caught a fish. Wing wanted to catch a fish. Uncle Lee had caught 5 fish. Wing had not caught any. I don't like fishing, said Wing. You will catch a fish, said Uncle Lee. Wing felt something pull on his line. He looked to see what it was. He did not see a fish. Wing pulled his line out of the water. The worm was gone. Uncle Lee and Wing laughed together. I want to try again, said Wing. Uncle Lee put a worm on Wing's hook. Wing threw his line into the water. He felt something pull on his line. Uncle Lee looked to see what it was. Wing had caught a fish. Wing had caught a big fish. I like fishing in Singapore, said Wing.